It's 6 a.m. and we are here at the High Park. And if you are wondering why so early, let me show you why. Every year Toronto does this, and every year I forget how good this actually is. These trees just take over the city for about 2 weeks and then they are gone. So we're gonna chase them multiple locations across Toronto and beyond. Let's get into it. Okay, let's actually walk through this thing. So before we go anywhere, I want to tell you something that most people walking here may or may not know. So these trees, they are not native to Canada, not even close. These are Japanese cherry trees called sakura. And the reason they are here is actually a really moving story. After World War II, thousands of Japanese Canadian families were displaced, forced out of their homes and communities. Toronto took many of them in. And in 1959, as a gesture of gratitude, the Japanese ambassador to Canada presented 2,000 of these trees to Toronto on behalf of the city of Tokyo. 2,000 of these trees as thank you. Most of these trees were planted right here at the High Park Trail and the Grenadier Pond. But over the years, they have spread across the whole city and can be found across multiple locations. So when you are standing under one of these cherry blossom trees, you're kind of standing inside a 65-year-old friendship between the two countries. So High Park will always be one of the main events for cherry blossoms in the city. But I've lived here for 4 years, and over the years I've discovered some of the really underrated gems. So let's check them one at a time. Alright, we have made it to downtown. We are at University of Toronto, right in the heart of the city. And I just love the contrast here because you've got, Yonge Street right here. You've got these big buildings and the traffic around and, the whole downtown chaos. And right in this chaos, you see a little pocket of this park where you see just blossoms and blossoms everywhere. Now here's what I kept thinking while I was walking. You know how these trees were gifted to Canada from Japan in 1950s. But that story started in High Park. But how these trees started having their way into the city life of Toronto is through something called Sakura Project, where they start spreading across multiple locations in the city itself. And I find it's pretty beautiful because you've got this university right over here, and you have people chasing for their classes, and you have people on their phone. It's a pretty busy area. And then there are these trees just quietly doing their job and standing there and showing up every spring and making people excited for them. And one more thing, this tradition of going out and seeing the cherry blossoms is an actual tradition in itself, and the Japanese call it hanami, which basically means flower viewing. It's around 1300 years old. It started in early 700s. So the next time you're sitting under a cherry blossom tree, clicking a picture for Instagram, just remember you are technically participating in a centuries old tradition. Okay, I have to show you something because I think this might be one of the most underrated gems in whole GTA area. This is Kariya Park and we are in Mississauga right now. And everything that you're seeing over here, the pavilion, the bridge, the garden design, all this is based on traditional Japanese architecture. Because this park was built specifically to honor Mississauga's sister city relationship with Kariya, Japan. The city of Kariya actually gifted a lot what you see here. Oh, so these are actual pictures, like old photographs. Okay, so this is the friendship bell, and they only ring this on certain special occasions. Now here's the thing that got me when I looked up this place. You know how High Park was a gift from Tokyo to Toronto, and those 2000 trees were gifted to Toronto. And similarly, Kariya Park is a gift from the city Kariya in Japan to Mississauga. And now these connections, they just keep going. And then Japan keeps giving Canada these trees and these parks for over the last 60 years. And I think that's pretty amazing. It's a pretty small park and you can cover the whole park in maybe 10 minutes. But it earns its spot on our list because of the architecture and the story that it brings with it. But anyways, on to our next stop. We are going to Trinity Bellwoods next. We are at Trinity Bellwood Parks. Now this place is quite different and has a quite different vibe from the parks at Lakeshore. And this is nested right in our neighborhood. So it's a nice, quite 10 minutes walk from our place. And on a day like this, everybody's out. People are picnicking, kids running around, dogs everywhere. People celebrating birthdays in the park. So it's quite nice to see everybody come together. And this is very much Toronto in the spring. This is what we actually came for, the cherry blossoms here. Now, they're not quite at peak yet, but honestly, there's something nice about catching them just early before they fully open. Another few days, and this whole stretch is going to be insane. But right now, it's quite soft and kind of perfect. All right, we are out cycling at the Lakeshore Boulevard cycling path. It's one of the nicest rides in the city, away from the traffic and the chaos. And it's a great day to be out there. I see a lot of people running, cycling, soaking the sun. Good to be out. And I'm out here to check out some of the cherry blossoms at Exhibition Center. So yeah, let's see how that looks. All right, our next stop is Hamilton, and if you've never been to Centennial Park in the spring, I'm about to change that for you.
How did it taste? Good.
Say hello.
Hello.
So we are at Centennial Park in Hamilton right now, but we might be just a little late because the blooms are at maybe only 30% left. But that's okay. It's kind of hard to control timing with these things. But it's still very beautiful nonetheless, because the ones that are left hanging on are very nice. And this place is even more spacious than back home. So it's nice to capture the blooms here. But we anyways got really good drone shots from up top nonetheless. So we got what we came for. But yeah, anyways, if you want to catch the blooms at Hamilton, which I recommend you should definitely do next season, make sure to come a week before they bloom in Toronto, which would be like 20th April. But anyway, we are not done. We are going to Niagara on the Lake next for the Task Tulip Festival, and that one is going to deliver. You know how they say, save the best for the last, and that's exactly what we did. We are at the Task Tulip Festival, and just look at this. There are like millions and millions of tulips out here, and so many people turned up for this. I have no idea that there's going to be such a huge turn up. People are out here with their families, kids, dogs, and it's such a colorful sight to just see, and it makes me so happy to see this side of Canada. And these tulips last only for 2 weeks, so make sure you catch them. And I highly, highly recommend coming out here. And without wasting any more time, I just want to go out there, pluck some tulips, and see the whole place and what vibe this carries. Okay, let's go. I'm trying to see if I can get the bulb so that I can use it for my personal thing, and it will grow next year as well. The bulb didn't come, but I'm gonna. We have 10 more tulips to pick, so 20? Okay, we have 20 more to pick, so I'm sure we'll get a bulb in one of those. Ooh, success! Yeah. Success! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. We need 10 more. आपको एक फैक्ट बताऊं? आपको पता है एक टाइम पे ट्यूलिप्स इतने इंपॉर्टेंट थे that in Netherlands people used it as a currency. Did you know this? I know all the facts.
So the currency lasted for like 5 days?
I don't know that. Maybe 2 weeks. So these blooms last for 2 weeks. Therefore I said 2 weeks. It's a joke. Okay, sorry. Alright, we are signing off from the Tulip Festival, and that was also it for this vlog. I hope you guys had a great time watching it. I personally had a great time filming it. It was such a wholesome experience covering these such beautiful places, the blossoms, because they are only for like 2 weeks in the whole year. You know, we covered so much in this vlog: High Park, Queen's Park, Trinity, Bellwoods, the exhibition, and the Centennial Park in Hamilton, and finally signing off with task at Niagara on the Lakes. Happy? We have a lot more coming up. We are going on a road trip shortly. The week after the next one, we are going to the Manitoulin Islands, which is like 8 hours from Toronto. And it's going to be a 4-day trip where we are covering multiple hikes. And it's going to be all about the lakes, hikes, mountains, you name it. So stay tuned, stay with us, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.